What's up, guys, and welcome to Gamer Nation this week, where we're wearing the same outfits, but we have a special guest for you. We've got Chun-Li here today.
Hi. Ooh, yeah.
Now, dressed appropriately, we're talking about what makes a good fighting game. So you all remember Jess V? She's going to be helping us out with this one.
I wore this outfit for this occasion.
She's like, fighting game? I'm on it.
Yeah, it's not like I go grocery shopping in this. So,
Wow,
I mean.
come on, let's be honest.
You should. I'm sure that would be a treat for the other shoppers.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it is. I do love this outfit.
Talk about clean up on aisle 4, am I
Whoa.
right?
That is a very inappropriate joke. Too far.
Down the line on that one. So, Hinky, you and I, we kind of have a vendetta when it comes to fighting games. So I know that you're good at what you do. How do you feel? What makes a good fighting game?
What makes a good fighting game? I mean, that's a tough question to answer because there's a lot of different kinds of fighting games. So you have sort of the normal 2D style fighter, and then you have the 3D like Tekken style fighter, and then you have, now it's starting to become a genre, the platforming fighter with games
brawler?
Like Smash Bros, PS All-Stars. So it's tough to say what makes a good fighter overall, but I think a good combo system is one thing that you need, and I think you need a way to counter combos as well, or like, I don't really know how to put it, but basically the game needs to be deeper than just spamming buttons.
Yes.
But I think it should be accessible for people that don't know how to play it that well.
Yeah.
Which I think PS All-Stars did a good job of. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the newer platformers. I like Smash Brothers. Is obviously my favorite.
Who doesn't
fighter.
like Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers is awesome.
I want to know who doesn't
Yeah.
like Smash Brothers as a game.
Oh, I'm sure they're out there.
I will find you and
Raw.
hurt you.
Yeah.
Can I direct?
If you don't like Smash Brothers, can I direct you to the back of this game?
Yeah, I
cover?
think that's an appropriate segment. But yeah, I like Smash Brothers. I like any fighting game. I kind of get bored of just the two like stand-up fighters, like a basic 2D fighter. And don't get me wrong, I loved Mortal Kombat and stuff when they first came out. But now it just seems like every game where I'm stand-up fighting, I'm like, this is reminiscent of something I've already done. I like the fighting games that innovate. You know, you've got 4 people in the platforms on Smash Brothers. There's objects in the environment. I love that. I love having something come in and randomize it and mix it up and shift the flow of battle like that. There's another great game called Power Stone, where if you collected all the Power Stones, your guy would mutate, and like, even if you were losing the fight, if you got that last Power Stone, you could swing the direction of the fight really easily. I really like games like that, so I think, you know, outside weapons that you could pick up, and anything that makes it deviate from this.
Stuff?
Yeah, environmental stuff, that's what I mean. Yeah, environmental hazards, another great example. Anything outside the basic combat structure, and pretty much anything that makes it deviate from past fighting games. Innovation is, I think, what makes a good fighting game.
And Joven, one of your most anticipated games this year is going to have a lot of environmental hazards.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that with Injustice Gods
Injustice.
Among Us,
Yeah.
which like that's one of the core mechanics that they want to implement much further than they have before in their other games.
And it's like, if you happen to know where the environmental hazards are, you can kind of like use them to string together combos even further than you normally would be able to. So
I think there's like they have like different archetypes for the characters, and like I think the agile characters are the ones. I used that word correctly, right?
No, you did.
I did. Yes, I saw the glimmer in his eye, like he was
yes.
ready.
The more nimble characters.
But yeah, the acrobatic characters will be able to use the environment stuff a little more fluidly than the power character, who will be able to pick it up instead of swing on it.
What about you, Chun-Li? What do you think is what makes a good fighting game if it's Street Fighter?
Well, I know I'm supposed to say something intuitive like character balance or good graphics, but I think I'm just gonna go with women's breast physics.
Yeah.
Yes, jiggle physics.
Yes, jiggle physics.
I'm gonna go ahead.
She has the best answer. Yeah.
It's true.
We've
it's
all
true.
lost.
It's yeah. There's nothing like seeing Ivy or Taki in Soul Calibur and just 2 pumpkin-sized boobies bouncing up and down.
Yeah,
and
that's
Mai
nice.
Shiranui from the King of Fighters.
Excellent.
Might be my
loved
favorite
her.
Gamer Nation.
Loved her in the Fatal Fury movies. And what more do you need?
My favorite thing is like
Nothing.
I love the hilarious jiggle physics where it doesn't even make sense. They'll bounce once and they're like sort of undulating and random.
They're just
go.
walking
They
forward.
just
It's like
go.
slapping over the
They're
shoulder.
not in tandem. One's going like sideways, one's up and down. How are you doing that?
Personally, something that I love in fighting games and I think makes a great fighting game is, you don't see too often, but NetherRealm does a great job with it, is a good story mode. Like
I thought you were
going
to say wiener physics, but go ahead.
Yeah, wiener physics in a
Don't see it
game.
that often.
Physics,
Wiener
yes.
physics.
But yeah, like the Mortal Kombat story in 9 was really good
And
outside
very
of
different.
Yes,
It was
very
extremely
different.
different,
It
yeah.
was kind of like how Star Trek rebooted its franchise with the movies. Like Mortal Kombat did the same thing. Let's go back in time, change everything up, see who lives, see who dies.
Right.
I thought that was brilliant, and that's why I'm looking forward to
It kept
Injustice.
it from getting very stale.
And
Yes.
it reminded me of
Very-
the movie, which was enjoyable to me. I was like, this is kind of like the movie. This tickles me.
It was. Yeah, no. I thought they did an extremely good job of that.
Now,
yeah.
personally, like, when I'm playing against the computer, I'm good at a fighting game. I have some trouble memorizing like the giant combos, so if I try to jump online, I can't do it.
Right.
So a fighting game really only goes so far with someone like me. But adding a single player mode and a story mode really just kind of gets my money's worth. Now this by far is not one of my favorite fighters, but you look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 especially, a big mechanic, like what made you good in that game was not—
You're gonna get a lot of hate, by the way, for saying you don't like that game.
It's not one of my favorite. It's just not one of my favorite. But you could be good by learning all these crazy combos, or you can make your own combos, stringing together moves. It's like, oh wait, if I do this, then this, then this, then switch in this person, like boom, there's a combo no one's ever seen before.
Yeah.
I thought that was really smart, really cool.
The Marvel vs. Capcom games are very unique in that way too. And the newest one I think is really accessible to new people as well, because you can do that like simple button mapping or whatever it is. I don't exactly remember, but I think it's a smart idea in a way, but it also pissed off a lot of people. But those games are fun just because, like you said, you can switch into multiple characters. And
you know what?
really
if that pisses you off though, the simple button inputs, don't play with people who use that. Be like, agree before you start playing. It's like, all right, we're both going to use, the classic style. I don't know. It shouldn't have pissed people off, I don't think.
Yeah, it opened it up to a larger audience, and it wasn't as niche as the Marvel vs. Capcom audience already was. But guys, that's all of us from here with what we think makes a great fighting game. Now it's time to go to you guys with, very simply put, tweets from the fans. Before we go into what you guys say, what makes a great fighter is a good movie with a great theme song. We can all agree that the Mortal Kombat theme song is the best. Am I right or am I right? All right, the opinions that really matter. You guys, we've got at Galaxy with an AI at the end. Tag team against each other with special moves between the characters. So we were just talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, which is, you see a lot of that. Tekken Tag is now out there now.
Yeah, and there's even a little bit of it. I don't remember how well you could do it, but there was even a little bit of it in the new Mortal Kombat. You had that tag team mode.
Yes, which was really kind of reviving the whole 2v2 from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which didn't have like the tag element, but if you lost one guy, then you'd get the second fighter in there. So it was cool to see that come back and then take in what other modern fighters are doing with the tag team action.
Yeah.
Chun-Li, if you could tag team with any fighter, who would be on your team?
Oh, Morrigan from Darkstalkers.
Okay.
I love that girl. She's so badass.
Yeah.
I have a doll.
Stop creepily picturing that in your head right now and continue.
All right, next up we've got at Llama Lover 17. I think she likes llamas. Ladies are going to appreciate this. What makes a good fighter? Well, she says blood, death, and destruction. And I'm only assuming it's a she. If you're a dude that loves llamas, then hey, he thinks blood, death, and destruction.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good idea.
Normally I would agree with you, but when it comes to fighters, Smash Bros. Didn't have a lot of, it was kind of cartoonier, and I really like Smash Bros.
But it would be kind of hilarious if when Pikachu punched Kirby, a bunch of blood came out.
Yeah, like,
like
the guy from Metal Gear could like snap people's necks. What's his name?
Solid Snake.
Yeah.
We were talking about mods last week. Where's the mod for Super Smash Bros. To make it violent?
The blood and gore mod.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be super fantastic.
Yeah.
So again, that's our opinions. Thank you so much for tweeting us. Sometimes if you follow at Smosh Games, you will see that we are posting questions there so that you can maybe wind up with your opinion here on Gamer Nation. Almost forgot that.
Show we're on.
But
You're on
most
Game
importantly,
Bang.
speaking of cool things, ways back we had a Blaze contest, and we offered a contest to whoever could share it, someone would wind up on the episode. Well, superfan Smosh Kid Chris actually won that contest. Now we're going to hear his opinion on what makes a great fighter. Let's take it away to Smosh Bot.
What's up, guys and Smoshers? In my opinion, I feel that there should be a good amount of characters in a fighting game. So I'd say around 25 to 50, but each character having their own different abilities, finishers, and whatnot. So you could try them all out and see which player is best for you. And another thing that makes a good fighting game would have to be a story incorporated into it. So say you have 35 characters. The story would have some sort of story explaining how all the characters came together. And you could follow their life story. It'd just be nice seeing how they develop the character. Smosh Games! Whoa.
All right, thank you, Smosh Kid Chris. And thanks for wearing the Smosh Game shirt, by the way. That was very cool of you. Now we're moving on to our next segment where we're going to pit two of our gamers against each other in a vicious debate. A little segment we like to call PvP.
Alright guys, so today on PvP we're going to be arguing about which is better, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. She'll be arguing for Mortal Kombat, obviously. So we got Joe and Shire on my right. He's going to be arguing for Mortal Kombat.
Pro Mortal Kombat.
And then we got Chun-Li, aka Jess V, over here arguing for Street Fighter.
Okay.
We're gonna flip the coin, see who goes first. Our guest can call it in the air.
Okay.
Huh?
Heads.
Huh? It is Tails.
Oh!
What would you like to do?
I will, you know, I'll go second, actually.
All right.
My heart can't take this.
30 seconds, starting in
Calm
3,
down.
2,
You can do
1,
this.
go.
Okay, so I think Street Fighter is a better franchise than Mortal Kombat because they actually paved the way for fighting games back in 1987. In 1991, they came out with Street Fighter 2, which is the most famous of the series, and Street Fighter doesn't have a negative stamp around it like the Mortal Kombat franchise does, unfortunately, sad but true. And I
5
can't
seconds.
go anymore.
All right, that's it. Done. Okay, coming in 5 seconds short. Some good points there. Jovenshire, you are going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, Street Fighter did start everything off and it did good, but that's when Mortal Kombat came and said, okay, here's where Street Fighter's at, but there's more that I want from it. And then you had Midway, and then just the Mortal Kombat blew up, was this very controversial game. And Mortal Kombat, yes, it did have its negative moments, but that's because they wanted to try something different. Where Street Fighter was always just very static. It's like, all right, here's our 2D fighter, here's what we're doing. Mortal Kombat tried some different things, and yes, they failed here and there, but they still were a great game all the way through with better characters and a better storyline.
Oh!
Did you miss? Did you
Okay.
hit him? I didn't see.
I shot lefty.
Ah,
I shouldn't have
damn
tried
it.
that.
All right.
Okay.
15-second rebuttal.
Okay.
Go.
I disagree on the better characters. The most recognizable characters in video game history are Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Guile, and more. They also created the crossovers, starting with X-Men
5
versus
seconds.
Street Fighter, now into Marvel versus Capcom, Street Fighter Fighter Cross Tekken.
sorry.
Oh my god.
Good points there. Characters in Mortal Kombat are kind of just the same character, but with different colors. Your response, go.
Yes, they're the same colors, but they have very distinctive different moves, unlike Ken and Ryu, who have pretty much the same moves. And we had some cool crossovers. Come on, Mortal Kombat versus DC, am I right? No?
One crossover.
All right, and that's it. Okay, Mortal Kombat versus DC, automatic -1 point, and that's going to do it for PvP today. And that's also going to do it for Gamer Nation today, guys.
Be sure
It's
to go
been
online,
fun.
guys, and type in the comments. Tell us who you thought won that one.
For sure.
Let us know
who you
was
thought
it
won.
Chun-Li versus the Jovenshire?
I mean,
who's going to take
I think
the
she
victory?
wins based on outfit alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on
I will agree. There's
Oh.
some bonus
I think
points
it's
there.
this one over here.
But guys,
That's going to do
thank
it
you
for
so
us. Get rid of the
much.
card.
Oh!
Throw the card!
We'll see you next time.